People of the Purple Butterfly here. Hair's done, so it's part 2 time. Let's get this color on. So here I have 2 containers of Adore. My color is Raspberry Twist. Supposedly you only need 1 container, but I have a big head. And if you have a big head and long hair, you might need more than 1 container. I mean, yes, I'm going to do the roots where I lightened it. I could say bleached it, but I didn't use a bleach product to do it. But, you know, for the purposes of this video, where I bleached it, I'm going to do the roots. But then I'm going to take the color down the shaft of the hair, like I did when I bleached it. So that way it lightened out the color. So that way I get a nice congruent look. This product is literally pure pigment. You don't have to add a developer to it. You put it on, you leave it for 15 minutes, you're golden. Yes. So I need to get my gloves. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Yeah, that one would be good. Hold on. There. That protects that surface. Let's protect this. Oh, rings. Let me take off my rings. Yeah, I found out the hard way. This product, even though it's vegan and all natural and all that, it's highly pigmented, it will stain metal, and it'll take like a few hours to wash it off because of its nature. So yeah, just save yourself the trouble, take off your rings. That's another thing about Adore. Most people have a stainless steel sink in their house and then a porcelain sink in their bathroom. Don't rinse your hair in the tub or the sink in your bathroom, because this will stain porcelain and it will take hours to bleach it out. Just go to the kitchen, turn on your stainless steel, use your stainless steel sink. Most stainless steel kitchen sinks have a sprayer. Use a sprayer to, rinse it out, which actually makes the process quicker. And stainless steel does not stain. The product won't stick to it. It goes straight on down the drain. There's no evidence you colored your hair at all if you go by that method. Other than the fact that your color will be wild. But if you dye your hair a natural color, then people just think, hey, what'd you do, wash your hair? They won't even notice the gray or whatever. Now, it doesn't say that you have to shake it, but it's been my experience that stuff like this works better when you shake it. And then always make sure the spout is pointing away from you before you click it. Because, just like I pushed it like that and it didn't come out the last time, it did. And it just occurred to me, I'm not spot checking, so I need to just literally take the top off. Which is good because there was a seal. But, okay, here's the deal. I got some on my hand. A lot of people, when they use this product, they're putting some here, they're touching up there, and then they have some left. So, in that instance, popping that top might make sense. In my case, this makes more sense. Because we're using this whole bottle. Now, the second bottle, maybe not. But for right now, I'm using this whole bottle. It's making a lovely slurpy sound. Looks like candy, don't it? Kind of smells like candy too. I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but Adore colors the raspberry twist, the cotton candy. Which other one did I try? I've tried neon, and I've tried magenta. They kind of smell like cotton candy. It's going to take a second to gather. Okay, I'm going to let that bubble work itself out. But in the meantime, now I'm going to put the top on this and put it somewhere where it's literally, standing upside down, so that way all of that goodness can drain, and then I can put it in the bowl. Now, even though I poured it in the bowl, as you've seen, I'm still going to take my brush and stir it up. For one thing, it breaks up all those bubbles. And two, is, it doesn't change its consistency at all. It's just, I'm used to doing that. When I, use a coloring product where you have to mix the developer in it or whatever, that's my process. So I'm used to that. Now, in the meantime, let's see. I got my back protected. I got on my dye shirt. I need something over my legs because I like these pajamas and I don't want them stained. So give me a second. Nope. I almost lost my glasses. That's good to know. Put those right there. And over here in my fabric stash, the stuff I need to sew with, which is just not completely over, I have some black fabric. Yeah, that will cover up my pajamas. And if any of it gets on the fabric, it won't be seen because it's black. And if some does get on there because it's black, it will simply wash away in 12 washes. The color you seen before I put the bleach on was there for 2 months. And I've washed my hair many more times than 12. So this stuff has some long-lasting abilities. But they say 12 washes because that's basically their estimate. But it lasts a whole lot longer than that. Okay, now let's get everything tucked in. And then let's get started. Okay. Let's move my rings. I'm going to need a flat surface. So that's why we got the mirror there. And I'm going to start on this side. Oh, I forgot my clips. Oh well, no worries. I can always twirl the hair on top of itself. The directions always say apply 1/8 of an inch away from your scalp. There's 2 reasons I don't do it that way. One, I can't physically tell how wide or narrow 1/8 of an inch is, without a ruler. And 2, when I bleached the roots, I bleached it all the way to the scalp. So we don't want just little pieces of gold hair popping up through all the pink hair. So yeah, this is going to touch my scalp. It might take a couple of days to remove any pink deposits that's on the actual skin, but when that happens, it will look like the pink is growing out of my roots, which is the whole idea of dyeing your hair pink. Even if you use an outrageous color, you still want it to look, natural at the root area. You don't want, I have very dark roots. So when you see the black roots popping out of the pink hair, to me that says time to do your hair. You know, some people will let that stay there for weeks or whatever. And you can even buy wigs with dark roots on purpose, and it's a look. To me, that's not a look. That means you didn't do your hair. Or your hair grew out and it's time to do your hair. But dark roots is one thing, but to have bleach blonde roots means, hey, you didn't know how to do your color. So that's why I don't do that. Okay, now. And then after I use the brush, I still go behind it with my fingers because I can tell if there's any spots missing when I use my fingers, because, you know, most people, they can feel on their scalp when something is complete or when something isn't, when it comes to that particular, you'll see what I mean in a second. See? I don't even need a mirror to do that. I can feel it. Next section. And then when I'm done with all the individual sections, then I'm going to take the color and put it all over the rest of the hair. Right now we're just doing the roots. And then we're going to take the color all the way down the hair shaft. And that might take us to the next bottle. And that's fine. I always buy more than I need anyway. In fact, I didn't even have to buy new hair dye because last time I bought hair dye, this brand, I bought 4 bottles instead of 2. I figured that will take me through more than one application. There we go. My snuggle is getting in my way. Hold up. Mainly because it's hot in here and I'm sweating. But I only wear the snuggle when I'm dyeing my hair to protect, you know, anything behind me. Because the front has the black fabric that I'm covering up my pants with, and the shirt is my dye shirt. So if it gets a big old wad of bleach or whatever spilled on it, doesn't matter. That was my throwaway shirt just for that purpose. Yep. This is one of the fun parts about being ambidextrous. I don't have to turn my whole head around to apply color on the left side of my head. I just switch hands. Oh, and I did do my eyebrows. It came out varying shades. Some of it's dark and some of it's blonde. You could barely see it. But I decided I'm not going to put this on my eyebrows. I'm just going to get an eyebrow pencil that's, you know, this color, or a lip pencil that's this color, because it's hard to find, you know, pink eyebrow pencil. And I'll do my eyebrows with that. And they just dripped all over my mirror. Fortunately, it don't stick to glass, so I can just wash the mirror and we're good. Okay, 2 sections down, several to go. Sometimes I skip this brush altogether and just put my fingers in there, which I'm about to do. This brush, I mean, literally, it feels like it's scraping all my curls in a bad way. You can hear it going. To me, that says that is snagging my hair. And with my fingers, I just simply have more control, if that makes sense. It's like I just immediately ran into a tangle and I was able to, remove the tangle just with my fingers, because I do my hair by hand all the time. So I can remove tangles without, compromising my hair very quickly without even causing any extra snaggage. Oh, look, I missed a whole spot. All I gotta do is separate the sections, make sure I got everything at the root level. Then twist it up, go to the next section. That one's gonna come loose. Give me a second. There. Now that's the only thing I don't like about this product. You can't use it on wet hair. Well, they suggest you don't use it on wet hair, because when you do the watercolor method, you're basically putting this product on wet hair. But basically, you wash your hair and then you dry it and apply the product. In other words, no grease, no conditioner, no leave-ins, So your hair might be a little dry and stringy feeling. Excuse me. And then, when you put your conditioner on it, it straightens all that out. But in the meantime, if you're prone to have curly hair that will curl the moment liquid hits it, it kind of helps if you have a leave-in conditioner, so that way it can, give you slip and smooth through those areas. But that kind of keeps the color from sticking, so you can't really do that. So, I've seen people mix this with conditioner, so that way it applies easy and doesn't tangle. But I think that detracts or impedes the color from sticking, which is why I don't do it, because I want this color vibrant. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll go ahead and put some conditioner on, so that way it can, soften the blow. But that also makes it more difficult to work with when my hair is completely dry, no conditioner, no moisture, because it's all been washed out of there. In other words, you're practically stripping your hair to apply this product, if that makes any more sense. Okay. Alrighty then. Oh, and just for the record, half the product in the color bowl, gone that quickly. It's right there. That's why I always buy 2 or more containers. When I was using Nice and Easy, which is a pre-made hair dye that you get like at Kroger's or Walgreens or Walmart or whatever, I still bought 2 packages, 2 kits. And I needed both kits. It was like at the end of the day, after putting both of them on there, you're sitting there trying to scrape out all the little bits that's left over just so you can finish your roots. Not my roots, the ends. I always do the roots first. But, you have to concentrate on the back sometimes. And if you only have like a little 2-color package of hair color and your hair is long and all that, you're going to run out. And I've actually had to go to the store and buy more color in the middle of coloring my hair. I don't like doing that. So depending on the length of my hair and what I'm doing, so forth, so on, I buy a minimum of 2, sometimes 3, depending on what product, When I use Nice and Easy, that was I usually use 2 packs, 112 and 110. Sometimes I mix them together. That way you get your highlights and lowlights in one container. Or at least that was my theory. And then I needed another bottle of 112 because that was the darker one, to do the ends of my hair because my hair was long then. I mean, it was much longer than it is now. It was like down to here. And yeah, you can't just go into doing your hair with not enough hair dye because then your ends are sticking out looking a little bit faded while the rest of your hair looks brand new. It's like, yeah. Even if you're touching up your roots when you're done, it's like they tell you process it a certain amount of time and then in the last 5 minutes you add a little water and you bring all the color down because you're blending the new color to the old color. That's why they say that. So what if you're out of the color? That's how that becomes a problem. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Never, ever, 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 ever dye your hair with just one of the product. Okay, if you buy 2 products and you only needed 1, then you save the, extra for the next time. But what happens is if you run out of color and you still have this much hair to do, then you have to get some more. My hair color came from Amazon. I am not going to wait 3 days to finish my hair. Today is Christmas Eve. I want my color to be done before Christmas Day. So, yeah. I'll let you in on a secret. I knew I needed to do my roots. So I went on ahead and did my roots. And I didn't realize that it was the 23rd. Until I went to play back the tape and it put the date timestamp on it. So even though I said I'll do this in the morning, so forth and so on, I knew if I was getting a little bit winded, tired, diminished, or even just lazy, I knew I couldn't put my hair off till tomorrow, seeing how tomorrow's Christmas. So yeah. And yeah, I am a little diminished. But I'm going to keep going. When you have blood disorders and all that, you get tired fairly quickly. But you still have to keep going. At least I feel like that because, I still want a quality of life, even if I got issues. I don't want to just sit down all day. Although there are days, like yesterday, that was a real bad one. You stand up and you feel like you're going to literally fall down. You can't catch your breath. Life goes wrong. And then it takes a whole long time to get back on track. And the whole time your legs feel like rubber. You know, every time I stand up, my blood pressure drops. And that causes certain issues. But I don't let, things get in the way. I mean, I've already outlived my prognosis. And yeah, I got an injured knee because my other knee gave out and I fell over and landed on it. And they told me basically, you have no tone. You need to try to do core exercises, blah, blah, blah. You have no strength. And it's going to be exceptionally difficult because that's your stroke side and blah, blah, blah. In other words, basically you're screwed, but try to work through it anyway. Yeah, that's what that translated to. But I agree. I can't let these little setbacks stop my life. I mean, I'm still here. So my life, basically, the fact that I'm still here, that's a testimony. And I'm going to treat it as such. So if I have to work twice as hard to walk half a block than the average person, I'll do that. Of course, in my case, it'll be 3 times as hard. I do have a rollator. I can't walk a long way without having to sit down. Because if I don't sit down when I feel myself getting diminished, bad things happen. Like my body will just say, okay, you didn't sit down when I gave you the warning, so now you're going to fall down. And that's basically what happened, that day I went for the bowling thing. I ain't even really get to bowl. My leg said, see ya, and boom, down I went. And when the person that helped me up, that was nice of them, they go, you're giggling. I was like, yeah, because my brain said, down goes Fraser, down goes Fraser. Everybody around me cracked up. In that one moment, they didn't see the handicapped girl that stuck on the ground. They saw someone that was funny, and they laughed with me, which is a good thing if you have a sense of humor, But, yeah, that was what popped in my head, and, after they picked me up and everything, and I started walking and then realized I couldn't walk, without excruciating pain, that's when I decided to go to the hospital, make sure nothing was broken. And just the way this neighborhood is made, the hospital is literally a block right? I mean, literally, it's in the same neighborhood. If I couldn't, use my car or whatever because I couldn't walk, then I could have basically asked somebody, hey, can you take me around the corner to the hospital? And they would have, because literally it's in the same block. And they said, oh, it's not broken, but you might have to see an orthopedist. And I went, oh, okay. So that's how I ended up back in physical therapy. And this time, instead of just taking care of the side that had the injury, they decided, let's check out both sides to see what's going on. And that's when they found out that the right side neglect is getting worse. My, basically, it's like the stroke caused certain issues, and those issues decided to be long-term, but they're showing up now 6 years later. Instead of, let's take care of all this all at one time. The physical therapist even floated around the idea that I might have had a mini stroke or another stroke, and it hit the same areas, and that's how come the weakness is showing up now. But I can't confirm or deny that. I ain't gonna even really bother to think about that. Okay, now I got that side completely coated. I just did this side, I think. But hold on. Yeah, I did. I'll just wrap that around this part. That way I don't have to guess. Okay, now, still got to do that middle part at the back. But before I do that, let's get this part so that way I can make sure all the length is coated. It's a good thing this stuff smells like candy because, you know, it gets really close to your face. Now, the non-bleaching product, the lightening product, it doesn't smell like bleach. It smells kind of like nice and easy hair color. It does the job, as you can tell, but yeah. But it didn't have that horrific bleach smell. I can't stand the smell of bleach. And then when you wash your hair, the smell goes completely away. When you bleach your hair, that smell lingers for a couple of days. Oh man, it's like, really? You can't tell somebody, especially if you dyed it a natural color, oh no, this is my natural color. They can smell it. Come on now. And they already know. Or if they don't know, she has an eye smell. What is that? Like I said, they can smell it. Okay, now let's get this back section.